the Lord has taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace. Okay? The iron furnace represents concerning, okay, the reforming. Okay, you take a mineral in its roughness and you put it through the heat in order to give it a texture of beauty, from roughness to the texture of beauty. Okay, and this is what God does with the soul. Okay, I'm going to bring you out of the roughness of your natural environment and bring you into the texture and beauty of my house. This is what He's doing with grace. This is what grace does. Okay, out of Egypt to be unto him a people of inheritance. Okay, something of great admiration. Okay, as you are this day. Furthermore, the Lord was angry with me through the struggle. Okay, for your sakes. That means for the struggle. Okay, it was a struggle of your conscience that brought this conflict. Okay, He was angry with me in this struggle. Okay, of your own conscience. Okay, because it was a struggle of their own conscience with a moral code, that the Lord was angry with me because of the conflict and the controversy that arose. Okay, and He swore that I should not go over Jordan. When I smote that rock twice, okay, it was because of your indifference, and that I should not go over that good land which the Lord God has given you for an inheritance. Okay, I was restricted as a symbol till Christ will come. Okay, that I must die in this land. Okay, I must not go over Jordan, but you shall go over and possess that good land. Okay, because of this covenant. Now look at this. Take heed to yourselves now. Okay, take heed to yourselves. Don't make an image of your philosophy. Okay, take heed of yourselves. Don't make any similitude of philosophy. Don't construct a similitude. It will ruin your faith, and you'll forget the covenant, because the presence of death is in these philosophies and similitudes. Okay, Satan challenged Adam, our father, through similitudes. Okay, of his own likeness. He was deceived because Satan sympathized. His sympathy was in deception and guile. Okay, it was not in. He was not with a true heart, or else he would have. If Satan was really standing in the interest of Adam, he would have shared Adam with truth and covenant. But he only stood in a similitude of promise to keep him estranged from God and to keep faith from Him. Okay, that's part of deception. So take heed to yourselves, lest you forget the covenant. Don't set aside this knowledge, because this will save you. The covenant of the Spirit, the covenant of the Lord your God, which He made with you, and make you a graven image. All right, carnal objects to admire. Okay, or the likeness of anything which the Lord God has forbidden you. Okay, Satan entered into the carnal images. Okay, the graven image or the likeness of anything, okay, which is anything which carries death. It carries death, okay, which the Lord your God has forbidden you, denied you. Forbidden, which means denied. I have denied you these images of death to spare you. Okay, for Lord your God is a consuming fire. Okay, that means you cannot touch or control Him, and He's a jealous God. He sanctifies. Okay, He sanctifies or destroys. Okay, verse 25. Now, when you shall beget children in this land, and children's children, you shall have remained long in the land, okay, and shall corrupt yourselves by false knowledge. Okay, false knowledge, okay, works death, because because death is engraved in flesh. It works death and carnal traditions. Okay, false knowledge works death and carnal things, and shall corrupt yourselves and make a graven image or likeness. There it is, a similitude again, of any philosophy, a similitude, philosophy. All right, and shall do evil. This is faithful acts which possess no equity for faith. And shall do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke Him to anger, as to challenge. Provoke is to challenge to challenge your conscience. You provoke the Lord to anger by these philosophies, which is the challenge of your conscience. Okay, why are you challenging my conscience? And you can provoke Him to anger. And you're going to draw Him into conflict, as Satan did. Okay, by the challenge and by affronting government. I call heaven and earth. Okay, and when He says I call heaven and earth, again He talks about the archons and authorities are confirming what I'm saying to you. If you walk contrary to me, these powers will walk contrary to you. I assigned them to do that. Okay? The sun to be too hot, the winters to be too cold, the seasons of rain to be too long or too short. Okay, will happen to you, and I'll bring earthquakes and famine. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, to witness, to hear and do against you this day. Okay, to hear and do, and to insist on conformity. Well, I like that. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day. I call the archons and the authorities, okay, to hear and do, to insist on conformity, you this day, that you shall soon utterly perish from off the land. Okay, will you go over Jordan to possess it? You shall not prolong your days upon it until you be utterly destroyed, removed without memory. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, where the Lord shall lead you. And there shall you serve the gods of the work of men's hands. That's right. The gods of these people always bear the image of their similitudes. It carries the image of their philosophy of life. They put their images everywhere, and they own their own logic, and they oppress other people, okay, for the joy of their own logic. Okay? The wood and stone, okay, they mold my God code. The God code which I put in these symbols, which are to see me, they mold into their own likeness, so that that you see them. Okay? They take these elements which possess my God code, okay, wood and stone. The God code is in them, but then they take my God code and mold it into their similitude, okay, to offend me, and they oppress other people with that. And their God code doesn't see nor hear. It does not increase. It decreases, which neither see nor hear, eat nor smell. Their technologies, okay, do not increase my lightness. Okay, it only increases their offense. Okay, but if from hence you shall seek the Lord, respond in this grace, the Lord your God, you shall find him. Okay, you'll behold my face. And if you seek him with all your heart and faith and all your soul and will to serve. Now Solomon reflects on this in 2 Chronicles. Okay, when you are in tribulation, right, and all these things come upon you, my judgments, all these things, and all these judgments, okay, these things, these judgments of the archons are come upon you, even in the latter days, you're going to see this. If you turn to the Lord your God and shall be obedient to his voice, there's the word voice again. Not the similitude, but to the voice. Okay, the voice, my voice would be in the people whom I select to give it to you by. The voice of my prophets, the voice of my stewards. Okay, for Lord your God is a merciful God in this voice. Now he's merciful in his voice. Now, in his voice he's merciful. And the similitude is his wrath. He will not forsake you nor destroy you, see, nor forget the covenant of your fathers which he sware to them. Okay, in this voice, okay, in this voice of fire, okay, which you saw no similitude. Okay, in this voice of fire, okay, with these men, as Adam, Noah, and Abraham, and the patriarchs, remember my testimony in them. Hey, you don't have to reflect upon their struggle. How much you reflect upon their faith, okay? Because their faith was rewarded in the midst of their struggle. See, it was their conscience I was dealing with all the time, okay? And regarding of bringing them to see my perspective, if you see from my perspective, I will heal you. If you try to behold me from the moral code, you're only going to get my wrath because you never see my perspective. You're always going to be affronting me and challenging me. For ask thou the days that are past, which are before you, since the day that God created man, Adam, upon the earth. Ask from the one side of the heaven to the other, and to the other, whether there has been any such as this great thing is, or has been heard of, or heard the like of it. No memorial of man is here since the flood. Nimrod is gone, but Noah's ark still seen today. My testimony of my righteousness still stands there, and also of man's wickedness. It is gone. Verse 33. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out in the midst of the fire as you have heard and lived? Okay, are they still here? No, they're not here. The renown of the earth are dead. My word stands forever. Or is God to say to go and take and to save and to take him of a nation from the midst of another nation by temptations, by signs, by wonders, by war, by mighty hand, by angel, and by a stretched out arm of direct involvement, and by great terrors of revelation, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes. The great terrors of revelation. A stretched out arm of mercy and involvement. Okay, by great terrors of this revelation, according to all that the Spirit, the Lord your God did in Egypt before your eyes. Each week will be unique, see, as it comes forth. That's what he's talking about. Before your eyes. Each week is unique as it comes forth. Did I do this with Abraham? Okay, no, I didn't. I didn't do this on Abraham and Abraham's behalf. I did this for your behalf. Okay, because you were thinking in terms of Joseph when I brought to you Moses. And that's why you rejected Moses, because you were thinking in terms of Joseph. But this is a changing of weeks. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing it this way. Unto you was showed that you might know. Unto you was to show no proxy to deceive. Unto you was showed that you might know that the Lord, He is God. Okay, I set the terms and I direct the events. I set the terms and I direct the events. There is none else beside Him to affront, to change, or to reverse. Nobody can do that. I am the Lord, I change not. You cannot reverse, you cannot stand, and you cannot change my judgments. Out of heaven, it was out of heaven that God made you to hear His voice. Okay, the voice, no similitude, just a voice. Okay, let's go on here. We've been on this one. All right, unto you is a show that you might know. Now there's the word knowing again. That's you see, knowing the Lord is seeing eye to eye. Okay, at this point, you will see eye to eye, not with the similitude of the moral code, okay, but with a flame of faith. You will see eye to eye with the Lord. Okay, that He is God. Okay, He is to be the rhythm of your nature, not the signature of man, and not the brute beast of this world. Okay, the brute beast, those that live by the signature of man, are following the moral code. Those that follow the moral code, the signature of man, they're the brute beast. Okay, they're the ones that are aggressive, indifferent. Okay, and they are the controversy of working with death. Okay, but you are those which work with light and life. Okay, so you are the Lord your God, and there is none beside Him to challenge, to change, and reverse my judgments. Out of heaven He made you to hear His voice. No similitude, that He might instruct you by this knowledge.